Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today we have a very exciting bike to take a look at. This is the brand new X24 from Engway. They literally just released it. It's available on their website for $17.99, and I will have a coupon code that I will put in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Ring that notification bell for future notifications of our videos, and please consider subscribing. All right, so let's get into it. So like we said, this is a brand new offering from Engway. Beautiful, beautiful bike. Just looks really sharp. It's $17.99 on their website. So unlike their other foldable e-bikes, this is a full-sized e-bike. And guys, this one actually folds as well. It's a full-size e-bike, but it still will fold down to a more compact and portable size. So that is really cool. This bike is just under 93 pounds, so it's pretty heavy. The max load of this e-bike is 330 pounds, so it will carry heavier riders. This bike is pretty quick. The top speed is 31 miles per hour. And guys, this bike actually features dual batteries. So you have one battery in here and also one battery in here. They are fully removable, so you can charge them inside or you can charge them right on the bike. Now, Engway states that you can get up to 149 miles of range on a single charge. Now, obviously, that's with the lowest level of pedal assist, no throttle. But guys, that is very impressive. The battery up here is a 19.2 amp hour battery, and the battery back here is a 10 amp hour battery. So you have a total of 29.2 amp hours of juice on this bike, which will give you some great range. We're super excited about this bike. All right, so let's take a look at some of the components on this bike. So this motor is a 1000 watt motor, and it peaks at 1200 watts. It is very torquey, very powerful, so you will have no problem getting up hills, things like that. It also features hydraulic disc brakes, which we'd love to see. Engway is definitely doing it right, especially at speeds upwards of 30 miles per hour. You definitely need some good brakes, and they do feature these on this bike. This bike features 24 by 4 inch fat tires. You do have some very nice suspension on the bike, which will give you a very smooth and comfortable ride. They actually call this a triple suspension bike. So you have your suspension in the rear, you have the suspension in the middle there, and of course you have your front forks as well. So there is your triple suspension, and we'll see how this does on our first riding impressions. So they give you a nice rear seat for a passenger, which is really nice. It's pretty comfortable. So if you need someone to ride with you, this will do the trick. Now, as far as the main seat goes, this is a very comfortable seat. It's very plush, very soft. Definitely loving it. We're going to see how it does, though, when we're out doing our ride impressions. Now, unfortunately, you cannot adjust the height of the seat since the second battery is under here. But honestly, we don't see that being a problem, as this bike should fit most riders. Now, this is your charging port on the bike. This will actually charge both batteries as long as you have this adapter plugged in here, which will charge a battery that's back here. It does take up to 8 hours to charge the bike. Now, you do have some pretty large crank arms, which you like to see. This should equate to more comfortable pedaling. Now, as far as the physical gears go on this bike, you get an 8-speed Shimano, which is nice to see. So you get that extra gear. Normally you see the 7-speed, but it's nice to see the 8-speed on this bike. This bike does feature a pretty large crank wheel, which paired with the crank arms that are pretty large, it should equate to very comfortable pedaling. And we'll see how that does on our ride test. Like we said before, this bike does fold up, and here is your fold mechanism. Take that button, push it in, and then the bike will fold this way into a nice compact package. You do have a nice adjustable fork in the front, so you can see the knobs to adjust. There is your front wheel with your 24 by 4 inch fat tire. Now, as far as the headlight goes, it's pretty standard as far as the e-bikes go, so I can't imagine it'd be too bright, but it will definitely do the job. They did a really good job with the cable management. All right, so we'll take a look at the handlebars on the bike. Very nice. You do have locking hand grips, which is nice to see. They are full leather. Get your left brake here. Here is your thumb throttle. It is on the left-hand side. We're seeing more of this with the e-bikes as they come out, so definitely not abnormal. You have your control panel here, and this will work all your controls of the bike, your pedal assist, your LCD screen, things like that. You can also use this to go into the menu and change some of the settings. You do have a nice LCD color screen on the bike. We'll fire that up in a second. Go over to the right hand side. You do have the controls for your 8-speed Shimano shifter, your right brake lever, and also your right full leather grip that is locking. We love to see these locking grips so they don't move around on the bike. All right, so we're gonna fire up the display. what you want to do is you want to hold down the power button here. You'll see the Engway logo load up there. You do get a nice color LCD screen. This looks very similar to the one that's on the Ariel Rotter Kepler, but very nice display. Gives you your battery reading, your speed, total distance, also your pedal assist, which you can click up and down with the plus and minus buttons on the left-hand side. But very nice screen. We love seeing this coming on the bikes nowadays. So there are your specs and features of the Engway X24 that just came out. This is going to be a hot seller. I'm telling you, this bike is absolutely gorgeous. We're very excited that we got to check it out early. Very nice bike for the price and the features. Like we said, $17.99. You can also use our coupon code in the description below to save some more money. So guys, as always, we're gonna hop on the bike and let you know what our first impressions are of riding the bike and how it feels. So if you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. We do get back to everybody. All right, so let's get on the bike and see what it's got. All right, so we're on the brand new Engway X24. We're doing our first ride impressions. Gonna test all the brakes. And we're gonna slam on them with the manhole cover here. Not terrible, especially for going how fast we were. Definitely loving the hydraulic disc brakes. Guys, this bike has a significant amount of torque to it. And we're going to see how fast we can get up to here. They claim 31 miles per hour is the top speed, and we'll see what it can do here. Alright, so we hit 28 miles per hour. Definitely not 31 there. I wonder if this bike has to be unlocked. Definitely gonna have to look into that. Got 8 speeds on the bike, which is kind of nice. Get that one extra speed. You normally get a 7 speed on bikes like these. And right off the bat, definitely tell how comfortable this seat is. There's no pain points, no pressure, nothing. It's just a really nice, comfortable seat. Definitely, from the first impressions, seems like you'll be able to do long rides without getting fatigued from the seat. So as we said before, you do have longer crank arms and a larger crank wheel. And it does equate to a more comfortable pedaling, which is really nice on a bike like this. Ergonomics are great. Definitely in a nice seating position. We didn't mention it before, but you do get 2 sets of keys for both batteries. So 2 for the front battery and 2 for the rear. But guys, really nice torque from the motor in the back. Like we said, you get a 1,000 watt motor with this that peaks at 1,200 watts. And Engway they really do all the right things with their bikes. We're very impressed with the brand. And we think no matter what model that you buy from Engway, you're going to get a really good quality bike. Definitely love the grips. They do lock, so they're not going anywhere. A lot of the grips that come on the bikes these days are not locking grips. So as you ride, you will feel those grips move around quite a bit. These do not do that, which is very nice to see. Even in the sun, the display is very easy to read. Alright, so I did just notice some pedal drag when we were turning. And that could have to do with the longer crank arms on the bike. So just keep that in mind. But really nice braking power. I'm telling you, this bike really does have nice brakes. It's just nice seeing these bikes come out with hydraulic disc brakes instead of mechanical. I know it may cost the company a little bit more money, but honestly it's worth it, especially for how fast these bikes are going these days. Now we did mention the triple suspension that they talk about. So you have suspension in the front with the front forks, a rear suspension, and also that middle suspension. It is working very nicely. We haven't really hit any big bumps though. What we'll do is we'll go in our field and do our off-road test and see how the ride is as far as like off-road terrain, you know, bigger bumps, things like that. But so far, we are absolutely loving this bike. You do have full adjustability in the front fork, so you can adjust that to your liking, to your weight. And as you can see, we love pedaling the bikes just to see how pedaling is, because a lot of people getting this style bike will want to be pedaling. You know, people want to get exercise while still getting that assistance when needed, but you know, we want to make sure that our viewers know how pedaling these bikes are. You know, we're going 23 miles per hour, 24 miles per hour, and you can still feel resistance, which is nice. A lot of these bikes, you end up ghost pedaling around like 20 miles per hour. So it's nice to have that extra gear with the 8-gear shifter. Alright, so let's use that throttle. Now, as far as the throttle goes, it's not as responsive as the bike would be if you're pedaling, which is normal for these bikes. Essentially, you're going to get more torque with most of these bikes by pedaling instead of using the throttle. Like we mentioned, most people buying these bikes are going to want to pedal the bike. They're going to want to pedal it, and they're going to want a little bit of assistance when needed. But this bike is aimed for people that really want to pedal and get some exercise and ride it like a normal bike. You know, but you still have the access to the throttle and things like that as well if you need it. Alright, so we're going to go off-road here in our field test. And guys, very smooth ride getting over that curb. You didn't hear any loud noises or any jarring of the parts on the bike. Definitely that triple suspension is doing its job. Oh yeah. Very smooth going through the field. There is a little bit of rattling in the front, but nothing to be concerned about, I don't think. Oh yeah, this is really nice. Oh, yeah, the suspension is absolutely amazing on this bike. And we didn't adjust the front fork too, so I'm sure it could be a lot better if adjusted right to our weight. But we're just using it as it is, set up out of the box. And it's doing a really good job. Alright. So we get off the bike and take a look at it. But guys, very, very sharp looking bike. Tell me this doesn't look absolutely amazing. Super sharp, that gray just pops with the Engway logo and that orange. And I love the orange suspension. Just a really nice pop color. And the nice thing is, if you're looking for room for a passenger on this bike, you have it with this seat in the back. And guys, so far out of the box, this is the most comfortable regular bicycle style seat that we sat on an e-bike out of the box. This thing is really comfy. But guys, look at this bike. This bike is absolutely amazing. Really good job, Engway. Keep putting out fantastic products. You do get 5 levels of pedal assist. I'm not sure if you can change that in the menu. You probably get a half-second delay as far as when the pedal assist kicks in when you first start pedaling. For most people, all heights, all weights, this is just a phenomenal bike. For $17.99, you can't beat it. We'll also include the link to purchase the bike in the description below, along with our coupon code to save some more money on the bike. So guys, that's our first riding impressions on the Engway X24. If you have any questions for us, please leave them in the comments below. We'll get back to everybody. And until next time, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you. Peace out.